Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. What I want to just say, just before we get going, the one thing that brought Neil Hamilton down wasn't, in parliamentary terms, wasn't just the fact that he was a greedy, fucking money-grabbing, arrogant, lying scumbag, fuckpig, satanic chugnut of Satan himself. But the fact that he didn't declare that he'd taken the money in the register of members' interests. And that's why the parliamentarians got all fucking angry about it. And I just want you to remember that before we get going. Because tonight's show's all about Brussels and the European Parliament. Now, the weird thing is, with Europe, if you say to half of Britain, you say Europe, and half of Britain were quite happy to charge down to the White Cliffs of Dover, stand there in a pair of Union Jack boxer shorts and say, "Stop cooking me garlic! I can smell it from here! Fuck off!" You know, and half of Britain has this attitude, "Oh, I don't want to be in Europe, fuck off, I don't want to be in Europe, telling me how big my sausage should be, fuck off, telling me I should have meat in it instead of anything they fucking want to put in, fuck off out of it." And you say, well, you've got a few liberties and rights they've given you. I don't want liberties and rights. I don't want to know that I can get paid more money. I don't want to know I don't have to work overtime. I'm quite happy being a serf. I've always been a serf. Good enough for my father, good enough before his father before him. I've always been oppressed and that's the way we like it now. Fuck off out of it. You know, and that's the difference. Basically, if you criticise sort of the European Parliament, you're lumped in with that lot, and you might as well be filmed by fucking Donald McIntyre undercover. And so, the weird thing, we decided to go over to Brussels, went to European Parliament, and it's great. First of all, you get on the Eurostar, which is fantastic, especially coming back. It's great, because coming back, you're in darkness, you get on the train in Brussels, and the train just goes through France, through the tunnel, gets to Britain, the train turns into my dad. Oh, fuck, no, blow it. Oh, I've messed myself. Fucking hell. And it is incredible, it just sort of breaks down and has an asthma attack. You know, you expect to see the driver with a Ventolin inhaler around the front of the fucking engine. You know, Thomas was feeling wheezy. And the amazing thing is, oh, you know how all the birds perch on the overhead wires? Right, when the train comes, they all fly away really quickly. In Britain, they don't bother doing that. Train comes along, a train, whoop. So we get there to Brussels, and Brussels is the European Parliament is a weird building, because it's all chic and lovely design. We wander around, and it's just kind of, you go into these sessions, and if you sit in on the sessions, they go around with a tea trolley. And they serve everyone there cups of tea while they're having the debate. And maybe it's just me being curmudgeonly, but I was just sitting there watching this chairman going, well, it's vitally important we get the right report here because we're talking about the abduction of human beings in the Ukraine and being forced into prostitution and this. Oh, two, please, that'll be absolutely marvellous. So I'm sitting there in this thing, and they have all the translators. And that basically, a translator could take the best speech in the world and kill it. They're good. They just say, I have a dream that one day a black and a white child will walk together, hand in hand. Two, please, lovely, and a biscuit. So anyway, we've gone there to look at this thing called the Register of Members' Interest, the MEP's register. Everything that they should declare should be in this list. Said, I'd like to have a look at the Register of Members' Interest, please. They said, certainly, come with us. Led round this weird, like Franz Kafka, weird cabinet of Dr. Caligari / impressionist nightmare thing. End up in this room, they said, here is the Register of Members' Interests. I said, great, is it on the internet? Oh, no. Oh, is there a hard copy of it? I mean, can I get it, you know, on a booklet or something like that? Oh, no. I said, well, where is it? They said, it's here. There's this big cabinet. Here is the Register of Members' Interest. And here is the guardian of the room. And I pulled it out, and it's all these forms written in their own handwriting about what their directorships are. And I've sort of flicked through, and I said, there's no photocopying. I said, there's no photocopying. She said, no filming. I said, all right, what can I do? She said, write it down by hand. I said, oh, silly me, I should have bought one of those medieval monks. So I sit down and sort of start writing by hand. And I just thought, oh, fuck it, let's play.
What are you doing there?
I'm just, hopefully scanning it in, because I can't read it.
Not do that.
I can't... Yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't realise. It's just I couldn't...
I asked you not to photocopy.
Right, okay, well, so I can't scan. I can only... And I said, oh, can I just do a quick balance for whiteness? Because sometimes with cameras you have to hold up a sheet of paper and hold just to check they've got the right balance for whiteness on it, to check the lines on it. And she said, yes, you can do that.
I could do with another balance, to be honest, Mark, yeah.
Alright. So, if I hold that for white, we're just doing a white balance, okay? Is that alright, so they get a balance on it?
It's looking a bit yellow at the moment, hang on.
Right, okay. Is it because of the
vellum.
It's the what?
I think it's the vellum.
The vellum?
I think so.
Okay, well what about if you have... Is that vellum here? If there's any doubt, I do want to...
Yeah, no, sure.
Because remember we lost those pictures.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
And I don't want you to lose them, alright? So hold this, just check again.
Yeah.
Because if we lose the pictures, I'm going to be really cross.
For sure.
How long is it going to take this?
I don't know, because we've had a few problems with the camera. Would it help then if we did it like this, okay? Because this is quicker and it works really easy. Okay, because what we can do then is like that, and that should give...
And not take photocopies of this, I've asked you.
So I'm gonna ask you to do a blank screen.
Yeah.
All right, if you can just white screen it, because we've had to change focus.
Sure.
Okay. It's just to check that the camera, to get a line on the camera and the balance. If you get over white on it, you get an exposure, which is really dreadful, and so actually you get almost like a reverse negative effect, which kicks in and turns it into a vellum.
So we are photographing this.
We're getting a balance of it.
I've asked you not to photograph it.
We're not actually effectively photographing it because we're still in a negative on it.
Yes, but still you're photographing the documents which I've asked you not to photograph.
Well, no, we're not actually photographing it because we're still trying to get a balance.
Can't you take another piece of paper then?
Pardon?
Can't you take another piece of paper?
Another piece of paper?
Yeah.
I suppose we could do. What about if we hired out that house there and filmed through the window? No?
I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to think of a creative way around the problem. It's bizarre. Public document, but you can't get to see it unless you travel to Brussels or Strasbourg, where they're in 2 rooms, and you have to book an appointment, and it's open from 10 till 12, and then 2 till 5. So, go home, regroup. Next Monday, on the train, into Brussels, and I'll go and visit this guy called Jacques Pousse. Now, Jacques Pousse is his senior MEP. He's the guy who looks after the MEPs, keeps them in line, and then tells them off if they're naughty. He's called a quaestor. That's his official name, quaestor. And he's sort of like a cross between a sort of head boy and a trade union rep and part Jedi. If someone in Portugal wants to see what their MEP has declared, they have to travel here to Brussels or to Strasbourg.
Oh, yeah.
To the room that's open from 10 o'clock till 4 or 9 till 5?
Not necessary. They can ask anybody, a journalist or any person to have a look at it, and it will be the book will be opened.
I said, but what happens if you're an agricultural worker in Portugal, you want to find out what your MEP is up to, you've got to travel all the way up to Brussels, book an appointment, stay in a hotel, come in the next day, write it all down, go back, come home, that's 2 or 3 days off work. He goes, no, no, no.